How can you find hot products on AliExpress and actually sell them? Yo, what is going on everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about not only how to find products, that's going to be like 70 to 80% of this video, but I'm also going to touch on 2 ways you can market it. That's a little bit basic, but we're going to dive in depth on each specific point. More so, if I can even talk, more so oriented towards beginners, okay? If you guys are just getting into it, these are going to be some tips on the marketing end of things that are going to help you. But no matter what you're doing, this is stuff with product research. 2 ways specifically that I'm finding products on a daily basis. There's an abundance of products out there. Obviously, it depends on what niche you pick. But here's a little thing before we even jump into my computer. I don't pick a niche, if that makes sense. I pick a product first, and then I build the niche around that. Because you really only are going to be selling like 1 to 3 products on your site. At least if it's just a regular Shopify store, at least that's how I do it. I'm only marketing like 1 or 2 products. I have so many stores that I run for clients where it's just the dumbest product you can imagine, but you have to know how to identify that. You have to be able to catch the trend, not necessarily before it booms, because then it's not a trend. So how can you catch a trend if it's not a trend yet, but being able to identify that before it moves. Now, second thing I want to talk about real quick before we jump inside of my computer, this is the last day that the course is open, you guys. I did open it up. If you guys watch one of the last 2 videos on Friday or Saturday, we're dropping the advanced Facebook section module inside of there on Monday, which is tomorrow. So I had a lot of people asking me to make a payment plan for it. I've never done that, but I figured out how to do it inside of Teachable. So if you guys want access to that, you can hit the link down below. There is an option for a payment plan if that's going to help you get inside of there and help you ideally have some more money for marketing. Then I'm more than down to help you out. So that's going to be in the top link in the description. Other than that, you guys, this is stuff, it's going to be more so oriented with product research, but I'm also going to show you 2 products that I did that made me my first couple thousand. One of them I've already showed you guys before. You might have seen it a few months ago, but the second one builds off of that, okay? A lot of the products that I'm doing, if I have a lot of success with one, I'm gonna test others that are extremely similar to it, and you're gonna see that here in a second. So, let's jump inside of my computer. All right, so before you can do any of this, before you can go pick products, before you can market the products that you manage to pick, hope if they're good, you need a process, okay? One of the most valuable things that I got out of any courses or direct one-on-one mentorship that I got from anyone was product research, okay? I learned a decent amount from Facebook ads. I knew most of the Instagram stuff myself, but the biggest takeaway I had was being able to capitalize on finding products. That's one of the biggest things that I focus on is product research, especially inside of the group. That's because I just hate to see someone marketing like a product that's less than half decent. I always say half decent or above, because the worst thing you can do is waste your marketing efforts and your marketing money on a product that just isn't all that great, okay? So there's 2 more ways inside of here primarily that we focus on inside of the course. Dropping a new one, so going to be 5 total inside of the course in a bonus video real soon this week. But finding a good product is pretty much everything, because you don't want to attempt to go market a product that just isn't all that good. So one of the first things I do, and I'm going to walk you guys through this here in a second, is an AliExpress criteria search. So this is what I mean about finding a product versus finding a niche. I pick the product, and then based on that, I'll find a couple of other similar products, hot products in that same niche, and then I'm gonna find 10, 20, 30 other random products that still relate to it. That way, if people happen to buy it, some people will buy what's called a filler product on your store. These are just meant to fill the spot. Multiple collections, even though you're really only selling 1 product, you know, it's kind of a good way to market it. I still consider my stores to be like a 1 or 2 product store, even though there's like 20 to 30 products. So that's something to think about. But I'm primarily finding products, and then based around that, I pick a ton of other ones, and that's your niche, if you will, okay? So I just pulled up portable chargers. I'm gonna show you. You just are gonna search a lot of different topics. Portable charger, all right, fidget spinner, phone case, any of this, I'm going to show you how you can pick a product out of there and start to identify what's going to work and what's not. So we just typed in portable charger. That's it here on AliExpress. I'm going to filter by orders. I want to see what style is selling the best. That's the first thing I would do if I was looking at this. 5,000 orders. First thing I notice about this, it's thin. It also tells the time on it. I've personally never seen that. I've never sold these or looked into these really. Except for in China, I did buy one. If you guys saw the Finding Ecom Suppliers video in China, I did buy a portable charger. It's trash. But anyways, a lot of these, you can see they're thin ones that are the top sellers. That's the first thing I notice. All right, these are more so like a cube, a rectangle. You got any of these, 30 bucks, 30 bucks. One thing we are going to be looking for, it has to have e-packet. I only market my products, I only send it through e-packet, because if not, it's going to be such a pain in the butt to just deal with all the customer support, even if you're not dealing with it yourself. I just feel terrible if I don't have e-packet, okay? So e-packet, definitely looking out for that, but we are also looking out for a few other indicators. First thing I'm looking for, if we're doing a portable charger, I myself would probably spend about 30 to 40 US dollars on a good portable charger. That's really the range that I know people would spend. So let's just call it 30 bucks. That means we have to get it for at least less than 15, at least. Like that's probably the top I would pay, so that we can really make some good margin and have money in there for the margin for your ad cost, all right? So we're gonna look at some of these here. Let's go up slightly to some of these top ones. This one's selling really good. This one's way too expensive here. We are looking at the orders. It's in decreasing quantity of the orders. We're also going to look at a few other variables once we pick some. These are a little bit more expensive, so we're going to kind of stay away from those. I personally like to have a little bit lower ticket product until it's working. So if this starts working and I'm building a store, a brand, and a pixel on Facebook around the whole like phone case charger, and you can even do the phone cases, that can be other relating products, just around the portable chargers. If I know it's working, then I can go pick one that's more expensive. Go to one of the best rated ones up here, or just a cooler looking solid one that's more expensive. Because it's gonna cost you more to get a sale for something that's more expensive for the most part. So I'm not really gonna try and do that. I wanna make sure the lower ticket stuff works first, if that makes sense. So some of these right here, this one looks solid. You are gonna have to make sure you can get rid of this watermark. Let's pull up this one, and we'll just take this one for the heck of it. All right, there's a few different things I'm gonna look for on the product page on AliExpress. First thing is the orders. 4.9, that's fine. 4.7, that's fine. 4.7, that's also fine, and 4.9. Boom, that's really solid. 4.8. As long as it's like above like 4.2 to 4.5, otherwise, if it's really less than that, it's gonna be a red flag. Now, there's only like 3 orders on the product. I probably wouldn't even sell it if I were you, but just because there's 3 orders and 3 reviews, and then it's really negative, you can't quite make a judgment. That's based off 2,000 orders and let's see, 690 people. So you're pretty confident that that's a solid product, all right? They have a few different color variants. That's gonna be huge, offering people that option. Personally, I think this looks really ugly. Holy crap. But yeah, I don't even like that at all. So I'm not gonna sell that. But a lot of stuff, look, this one tells time. What is this, US Bank? Light indicator. So it has a screen on it. You got ships from United States. That's going to be huge. You can say that it ships from the US. Look at that. 9 to 18 days. Let's see what this is all about. Look at this. You can see there. Boom. Free shipping. 9 to 18 days. That right there is super solid, okay? That's going to help you a lot. It's free. It's cheaper. Let's see what they got inside of here. This looks good. We got to make sure they have some more product pictures, though. That's not a lot. We ideally need one of someone using it and holding it. Okay. They're giving us a few to use here. You might be able to use this one in your marketing because the lighting's all right. But yeah, maybe you can search on Google this exact title and see what comes up. This one looks pretty good. You might be able to use that in your marketing or use this one. So it almost looks like a carbon fiber weave a little bit on top. So it has a cool design to it. I like this one. I would test this. So there's a couple different variables we're looking for. Notice how I filtered by orders. Then once I got on the site, I was looking at the shipping, the reviews, and the pictures. Because when it comes to the marketing, I don't order the products, you guys, until it's winning. A lot of people say, oh, order the product. Like I made a video talking about how to make a winning Instagram shout out. They said that style doesn't work anymore. First of all, they're wrong. Oh, people are texting me and stuff. You're wrong, it does work. It works extremely well. It's probably your marketing that's the problem. Marketing is like 80 to 90% of the game. But having a picture of someone using the product, which is what we call a lifestyle photo, I take those myself. I'll get a photographer to do it. I'll go hire models and I'll have my friends do it. But I only do that once it's winning. Why would you want to do that when it's not winning? Because then you're going to waste your time and money and you're going to be waiting for a product. I'm going to use the stock photos they have, and then if it's a really good product, I'll order it because that'll just help increase sales and conversions. So keep that in the back of your mind. This right here, it says power bank. It's kind of not as cool of a design. It is cheaper, so we're going to be able to sell it for less. You might be able to do a free plus shipping for like $15 or so. You do have to think about all this stuff that they have, you know, power bank, small and beautiful. Pictures aren't exactly the greatest, but let's scroll down and check it out, see if they have any others. That's one big thing a lot of people don't do is scroll down. That looks like some really bad editing. Yeah, not too attractive of photos, but you know what? It could sell if it's just a really cheap deal. You could use this as a tripwire offer and then upsell them on a much better charger, okay? That's something to think about. Not really the biggest fan of that one. Slightly lower rating, so not really a need to do it. The price is the only attractive point. This one, in my opinion, a little better just because it has more orders and it's a different style. So you could pretty much split test between 2 different variants, which will be huge. Kind of a little stick there. I like that. Got some cleaner photos. We'll scroll down just to make sure. I always look at the photos. Photos are huge, you guys. Let's see, they got some, okay. Yeah, you could definitely put some text here, there, badges, whatever you need to do. That's solid. They got a couple of photos. I'm sure this is the style you could find if you Google it. But other than that, a couple of these stock photos, this is all right. Yeah, this would work. These are some pretty good photos. Cheap price. Let's check out the shipping real quick. 9 to 18 days via US. You do have to pay for that. That brings you to like a total of, let's just call it $8 per product. So you could sell this for $19.99. Boom, there you go. I'd pay, if this can charge your phone, what is this, 3,000 miles? This can charge your phone like 1.5 times, I believe. It's not that bad, you know. Ideally, you get one a little bit more powerful. But essentially, I'm going to wrap that up because that is like what I'm looking for when it comes to that. So you could go ahead and kind of search through criteria for pretty much any product. It doesn't just have to be a portable charger. Now, let me show you two of the products, primarily one, that maybe my first couple $1,000s drop shipping. You guys might have seen this one. It was the Husky iPhone case, okay? It was this one right here on the left. I sold maybe 100 or so of them. It wasn't anything too crazy. I think I was selling them anywhere between $15 and $21. So it really wasn't anything crazy, but here's what I found off of that. I could upsell people extremely effectively off the iPhone case onto this, a Husky necklace. So it was still in that Husky niche, and it really related. I had a dog store, but it was niched down and focused on the Husky end of things just because that's what was working. It was a little bit of an untapped niche. So this one also has a lot of different variants you can sell, but this specific variant right here did pretty well with an upsell. A good amount of people took it, so that helped bump my total order value. This specific product, I just saw someone else advertising it on an Instagram page, which, by the way, is the second one and the second way that we're finding these products. Okay, so think about that. You just observe, just watch these meme pages. If you're trying to get in the dog niche, watch the dog pages. If you're trying to get in the cat niche, watch the cat pages. It's pretty simple. If you're trying to do a little bit more broader fashion, just follow the specific models who have personal brands. You're gonna see hot products that are trending on there that just get absolutely huge. All right, so that's definitely one thing to think about on there. These ones can do extremely well. These don't have all that many orders. It's kind of a pretty selective niche, so that's why my store kind of fizzled out. But still, I made my first few thousand with that, maybe $1,000, $2,000 profit. Overall with like this specific product right here. So did a lot more just in the dog niche, maybe 10, 12,000 in sales. Wasn't all that crazy, but you guys, this is how I'm picking products. So that was kind of my process. I also found this, which relates to it. That's for an upsell. So just to think about that for a second, this is a dirt cheap product. So I could literally go ahead and add this on with ePacket, and it really wasn't even all that expensive, like $3. So you can kind of sell it for like $8. Really not that hard, especially if it's an upsell. You can price it even lower because you already have them buying a product to cover that ad cost. Now, two ways to market. Instagram influencers, it's a simpler way. Facebook ads, it's a harder way, duh. So I wanted to outline this because this is a lot of the content we talk about on the channel, both Facebook and Instagram. We dive pretty in depth. This is about 80 to 90% of the game, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So you have to understand exactly how to do this. I was primarily doing Instagram influencers for those two products that I just showed you. It really wasn't that hard. I've explained how the pages have changed, but pretty much just make sure that your product is a pretty good offer that isn't really widespread on Instagram. Instagram influencers will absolutely suck for you if you're using a product that a lot of other people use. I can tell you that right now off the bat. It really sucks when that happens, even if it's a trending product. So make sure you have a unique offer, really good picture, really good ad copy, but the product has been not so much used on Instagram. It can be used on Facebook. But just study the influencers and then you'll see what they're selling and what's being posted. If you don't really see it, jump in there, pay for a shout out or two and test it out. It's really not that hard to hit something with Instagram influencers. You just have to make sure that it's congruent from your offer to the traffic source you're pulling from. Now, with Facebook, it's going to be the similar thing. I really struggled with all three of my first three stores. The third one was that dog store I just showed you. I really struggled doing Facebook ads for those because I didn't really know much about the targeting. It's all the little buttons when you're setting up the campaign, honestly. That's everything. And I didn't even know how to break down the campaign and properly duplicate. I had one or two winners, just really slight winners. Didn't know how to scale or do anything off of that. So that's one thing to think about. There's a lot more that goes into this. This is primarily what I focus on right now. That's why I'm dropping the advanced Facebook strategy inside of the program. But learning Facebook ads, you'll pretty much always be able to make money with almost any product. You want to sell a new necklace, you can make money. Facebook ads is huge. I do want to give you guys one tip. If you have next to no experience or even like you made a few $1,000s with Instagram, focus in and double down on Instagram influencers. There's a lot of money to be made. It's not a tapped out traffic source. Instagram in itself is huge. I'm still starting to do Facebook ads primarily. I don't really touch influencers anymore. That's not to say there's not money to be made. I want to get that crystal clear and get that point across. That's not the reason. I do a lot of Instagram ads, okay? So when I'm running on Facebook, I put it onto Instagram. That's been extremely effective for me. Instagram influencers, I'm just not doing them too much, but that is by far the simplest and fastest way to get a sale. So I would definitely recommend testing that out if you guys are a little bit newer to the game. So those are just a couple of things on product research. Being able to find the right product and then market it effectively is everything. If you have a great product but don't know how to market, you're not going to make any money. If you have a terrible product but you're an expert marketer, you'll probably be able to make a little bit of money, but it's not going to be that effective or that long term. So you got to think about that. You have to have all pieces in place. You guys, the course itself, this is being closed back down and it's going back up in price and not coming down once this content drops tomorrow from when I'm posting this. So it walks through everything. It primarily focuses on the marketing. You're going to get access to our insider mastermind group. That's a great place to like post a question, a screenshot. You can even post a video going through your Facebook ads and asking questions. You're going to get my help, other people's help. There's different admins in there, different people who are already crushing it, a lot of top students, people who are just starting. You're going to get multiple opinions. That's extremely valuable. So that's one of the resources I wish I had, which is why I created this. So on top of that, we do live weekly webinars inside of there. Another good spot to ask a question and get an immediate answer and share a specific situation. So that's really the atmosphere we're trying to build inside of there, just positive people learning how to do e-commerce. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. As I've been saying recently, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world off e-commerce. This dude came up in the last like 10 to 12 years. Warren Buffett took 50, how old did he start? Like 12 or 7 or whatever? He's in his 50s or 60s. He took 50 years to build his wealth. 50. Okay, Jeff Bezos has passed him. The scalability of this business model is unreal. There's actually a couple things that go into Amazon that we're tying into what we're doing with Shopify inside of the course when it comes to product research. So a couple of keys inside there that you guys are going to discover once you jump in there. Again, I've never done this and I probably don't plan on opening it up again, but I did offer a payment plan. So if you guys kind of need that extra money for marketing or don't quite have the full amount to get in, that's fine. I already dropped it back from the original $997 back to what the first test group price was when I opened it up last year. So if you guys want access to that, I'm going to leave the link down below. Other than that, let me know what your biggest golden nugget was you got out of the video in the comments down below so that I can build off of it and make some other videos to help you guys out. With that being said, I'd very much so appreciate if you guys showed some love by dropping a like down below. And of course, join the family, join the gang by hitting that nice looking subscribe button. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace.